Have you ever said yes to something that went completely against your gut? Just to, keep peace or meet somebody else's expectations, you said yes to it, but something within you tells you it's not the right thing you did. Or maybe you found yourself living by rules that felt more like a cage than a calling. Now, the truth is that living a value driven life is powerful, yes, but if you're not careful, you can actually confuse other people's values as your own. You may have different values for yourself, but maybe you don't realize that just yet. Maybe you lose yourself trying to meet standards you did not choose. You did not choose those standards. And somewhere in between, then you you know, just lose it. Now, in today's episode, we're talking about how to live a life rooted in your core values without compromising your identity, your voice, or your joy. So, welcome back to another episode of the Fly to Fulfillment podcast. I'm your host, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach and the founder of the Freedom Divas Hub. And in today's episode, we are going to discuss how some of us are constantly doing the right thing, but we are still feeling disconnected. We are still feeling tired. We are still feeling as if, we are living for everyone but ourselves. So, if you want to live with intention, if you want to stay true to your values, but you're wondering how to do that without losing your softness, your spontaneity, and your sense of self, this episode is just for you. Let's talk about how to honor your values without turning them into another impossible standard, and how to make space for growth, flexibility, and your own evolving truth along the way. So, what it really means to live a value driven life? What is it? Well, a value driven life does not mean you're following a very rigid moral checklist of sorts. No. It means you're choosing to align your daily decisions, your habits, your relationships with what truly matters to you and with what you truly believe in. But here's where it can get tricky. Many of us grow up absorbing values from our family expectations, our cultural norms, our religious upbringing, our financial upbringing, our social media voices that we hear, workplace pressures that we have. So sometimes these values that we think we are living by are not truly ours. They are actually borrowed, inherited, or imposed by all these different external factors. True alignment begins when you stop asking, "Oh my God, what should I do?" And you start asking, "What feels right and true for me right now? What is it that is feeling right to me right now? That is what I'm supposed to be doing." So, these are five powerful ways to live a value driven life without losing yourself, without losing your identity, your sense of being. Number one, redefine what your values look like in your life. So, two people can share the same core values, and integrity, generosity, these are very common values which most of us share, right? But we express these in totally different ways. For example, somebody may take generosity as volunteering, for some good cause. Somebody may take generosity as being good to their own set of people who work under them. We all have different perceptions of how we take generosity, integrity, charity, kindness, compassion. We all have different definitions for all these values. So, setting emotional boundaries, for the value we have is what we need to do. So, what does a particular value, look like to you when it's lived in a way that nourishes you and does not drain you? Think about it, reflect upon it. Stop trying to copy others. Stop trying to, um, stop trying to be the way others are. Stop trying to live the way others live their values. Start defining your own expression of truth. Number two, be flexible with how your values evolve over time. Now, we all change over time. We all outgrow certain things. We all want certain things. Time changes everything. We were not, we are not what we were 5 years ago or 2 years ago. Forget 10 years ago. And that means that just as we have evolved, we have changed, our values also would have shifted. So keep reflecting on, your values as on date. Now, maybe earlier you used to value achievement, now you value rest. Maybe earlier you prioritized belonging, now you prioritize authenticity. Maybe earlier you valued being, a social person, and now you are a homebird of sorts. Maybe earlier you were all about stability and now you crave freedom. So your values will shift with time as you evolve. So remember that you are allowed to outgrow your old values. You are allowed to rewrite your personal code as you evolve. Living in alignment means staying aligned with the current version of you, the current situation, with who you are now. Number three, notice when your values are becoming self imposed rules. If you're becoming very strict with yourself because you have imposed these rules on yourself. When your values become rigid, I should be doing this. I cannot do that. This is how it is supposed to be. All these things can start to feel like pressure and not guidance. So I'll give you an example over here. Because I value compassion, I should always be available. No, you'll get pressured out. You'll get burnt out if you're there available for everybody 24/7. Or if you think because I value hard work, I should not take a break. No, just as you need to recharge your phone battery, you need to recharge yourself. Taking a break will only make you more productive once you're back. And you'll be able to work as hard as you want to because you've taken that break. Or maybe you're somebody who thinks because I value kindness, I should not speak up. Again, not true. You have to be your authentic self. So start reframing all your, rigid beliefs, so to say. So your values are here to support you. They are not here to control you. You can hold a value without using it to silence yourself. So do this affirmation, in fact, that I choose to live by my values from love and not from fear. Start doing this every day. Start telling yourself that you are all about your values, but those values help you fly free. They don't cage you. Number four, don't let your values override your needs. Sometimes we start living so nobly that we forget that we are human. We have our needs, we have our wants, and it's not selfish to want something for ourselves. It's not greedy to want something for ourselves. These are needs. You may value service, but you still need rest. You may value excellence, but you still need space to learn, grow, fail, get up again, and breathe. So ask yourself, am I honoring my values at the expense of my emotional or physical health? And if you are, then you need to relook, at those values. You don't have to abandon your values. You just need to pair them with self-honoring. Number five, check in with your inner voice consistently, continuously, not just with the external voices. So at the end of the day, alignment does not come from applause or approval. It comes from that quiet inner, self, that inner child in you, that inner voice of yours which needs to say yes. That grounded knowing that says that feels like me. So create a monthly, value alignment check-in for yourself. Ask yourself, what value felt most alive in my choices this month? Where did I betray or abandon a value? What value do I want to embody for, a more fulfilled version of me from now on? This keeps your compass tuned, not to perfection, but to presence, to reality, to your own authenticity. Living by your values is not about becoming flawless. None of us are flawless. Living by your values means that you're becoming the best authentic version of yourself, the most authentic version of yourself, a version that honors yourself no matter what, without the ability, without losing the ability to change, without losing the ability to feel, without losing the ability to enjoy each moment of your life. So you don't have to sacrifice, you don't have to be a, martyr for your values. You don't need to to follow your values as if you're following some rigid rules. You're not in school, you don't have a warden on top of your head. You don't have to follow those rules you've created for yourself if you're not aligned to them. You just need to let your values be the light that will guide you forward, not something that will pull you down, or something that, just takes you away from your authentic self. So, to all my beautiful listeners out here, if you've been living by values that feel like pressure rather than peace, if you've been sacrificing yourself in the name of doing the so called right thing, just remember today is that moment you need to reset, because you have one life. You live just one life, and you have to agree to whatever you are doing. There's nothing called the right thing if it is not aligned with you. Come back to your truth. Let your values reflect your wholeness, not just your expectations of you. And if you want support, join communities where you have like minded people sharing the same values as you, who will uplift you, motivate you, and keep you going. So, until next time, this is me, Ratika Seth, your life enhancement coach, asking you to stay aligned and always remember that you are allowed to live a value driven life and be fully beautiful from within, and to be yourself, to be the most beautiful version of yourself as a human being to others. So, if you enjoyed this episode today, like, comment, and share it with somebody who needs to hear this today. And I'll see you in the next podcast. Bye bye.